Welcome to the 6-week yoga challenge with Tamara. This is week 4 of 6. Today I've prepared a 15-minute standing yoga challenge for us. We will start with hands on the hips, rolling over the toes 1 foot at a time, and then we lift the left leg and rotate the ankle both directions. Right leg same. Listen to your body today, please. If something hurts, stop, and I'll show modifications to do more or less. So now we're warming up the hips and thighs and the shoulders by bringing a prayer down into a squat and then letting the arms flow up and into the back space for a heart lift. Inhale, lift, exhale, squat. And when we're sending the hips back, just want to keep them above the knees. All right. Now the right foot steps straight back for a warrior 1, and our arms come out to shoulder height. Right hand to left hand on the exhale. Inhale when we open. So we're engaged in the core and starting to create some multiplanar movement. Strengthening through the obliques. Inhale, both arms up and the right knee up and the foot down. Okay, other side. Left knee up and the left foot steps back. Inhale, arms out to T position, and now it's the left arm sweeping over toward the right one. And we want to feel a solid base and support in our feet, and our feet are hip distance apart. Warrior 1. Toes are soft. Hands on the hips, left knee up, left foot down. All right. Bringing hands to interlace, inside out, up and over, letting the arms lower by our sides. And a side bend, left arm over ear, and then leaning right arm over ear, coming to center. And let's do that again. Hands interlaced inside out overhead, lowering down, side bend, side bend. One more time. Interlace the hands, bend in the knees, rise, arms sweeping back and down. Side bend, side bend. Hands on the hips. Right knee up. Right foot back to a warrior 1. Letting our arms sweep forward and pulling a prayer back to the heart. Sweep forward. If this is too much on the back right here, you can come halfway forward, letting the hands come to prayer with bent elbows. You can even keep hands on the hips the whole time. Exhale, leaning in and bringing it back. Okay, stepping to the front of our mat into mountain pose. Tadasana. Letting the hands come into prayer at the forehead and folding into Uttanasana, forward fold. Knees are soft. If our hands are on the ground, then we can pedal the knees, going side to side. We could still do this with hands on the hips or on the thighs. Reverse swan dive up with a bend in the knees. Left knee up, left foot back into a warrior 1. And again, working the strength in the upper back. When the arms are lengthened all the way out in front, that's going to be the most sensation. And if you were to bend at the elbows or even keep the hands at the waist, would be a little less work in the back. So we're doing it just slightly different this time, letting the elbows draw back to squeeze the shoulder blades. That's on the rise. And stepping forward, mountain pose. Let's open on up now to have our feet parallel. We're at the wide edge of the mat, and we're going to work on some side lunges. So hands are on the hips, the knee tracking over the ankle, bending left knee, right leg straight. Other side, right knee bends, left leg straight. And I'm showing the few different ways you can work your arms here, depending on how much you want to use your back. Folding at the elbows and having hands over top of each other is a medium. Arms all the way forward by the ears is going to feel like more. If your low back starts to complain, go back a step. If not, challenge yourself to be full arm length. All right, now we're holding. Side lunge with the left knee bent and the right leg extended. Inhale up, arms rise, and then we'll glide on over to the other side, lowering halfway. Noticing if you lower a little more, that can add some intensity. Left knee is soft. Arms rise, hands to heart. Okay, let's open up into a warrior two with the left knee bent and the left foot pointing toward the short edge of the mat. Side bend to the back, reverse warrior, Virabhadrasana. And we'll activate this by lifting and lowering the right arm from our leg. You want to maintain shoulders low and away from the ears. And then coming to the other side bend, which is side angle pose. And to this, we're starting modified with the left forearm resting on the thigh and lifting and lowering the right arm. If you can get your left hand all the way down and that's your range, then you can have the bigger movement, still opening and closing, feeling that rotation in our side bend. Warrior two, hands to the waist as we bring the left foot back into parallel. Okay, now we're adjusting to be warrior two on the other side. That left foot is not exactly parallel. The toes are just slightly pointing forward. Okay. And then establishing that side bend of reverse warrior and lifting and lowering the left arm. And then drifting through center and over to the other side, side angle pose, Parsvottanasana, and lifting and lowering the left arm so that we can have trunk rotation. The right hand might come down to the inner ankle or even the outer ankle if that's your range. Continuing to rotate, inhaling up, and exhaling down. Warrior two, hands to the hips as we bring our feet in closer. Right now we're letting the heels go a little wider than the toes so we can maybe even open our stance more. Wide-legged forward bend, Prasarita Padottanasana. If you can get your hands down to the ground, excellent. If not, just bring your hands to support onto your legs. If your head doesn't like upside down, you could be halfway down, so just know your modifications. Now we're adding a little bit more inner thigh stretch by folding out toward the right leg, maybe even hugging it in. And then walking the hands on over to the other side for a similar stretch. And back to center. So heel toe the feet together, bringing us into forward fold, reverse swan dive up, and then we bring our hands together. So let's go to the front of the mat again, mountain pose. Right knee up, arms back like airplane wings and a toe touch. That's the modified. I'm going to show you knee lift to airplane. And keeping the foot off the ground the whole time. That's the balance challenge here. Arms forward, knee lift. Arms back, airplane. Lowering into warrior one, letting the arms rise up overhead, straightening out the left knee to a micro bend so we can start to lower the upper body into pyramid pose. Parshvottanasana. We want to try and feel that left hip pull back and the right hip roll forward. And now I'm lifting the front of the body, getting up on fingertips, and letting the right arm rise, transitioning into revolved triangle pose. Parivrtta Trikonasana. And then lowering my left hand down, folding into pyramid just for another breath or two. Bending the left knee, returning arms up to the sky for warrior one, Virabhadrasana, to warrior three. So warrior three, your body takes the shape of a capital T. And we're out. Mountain pose. Other side. Hands to prayer, and we lift the left knee and guide the left foot back. Just do a toe touch, arms up. You can continue the toe touch, or you can fly with me, bringing the left knee up, and then the arms back like airplane. And when we send the knee up, we feel lifted. And when we send the leg back, there's a lift beneath the arms and the legs, like you're flying. Landing now into warrior one, letting our arms rise up overhead, swan diving over a straightening to a micro bend right knee, and once again lowering into pyramid pose. A reminder that if your head doesn't feel good upside down, you can do this halfway, just coming up onto the fingertips perhaps and looking forward. All right, and now we'll actually do that to get into revolve triangle pose. Left hand down, right arm up. Paying attention to how you're holding your head so that your neck is in alignment with your spine. You could even step up the back heel if it's lifting because you want that anchor. All right, right arm coming down, folding into the right leg once again. Feeling the stretch from the hip down to the ankle perhaps. And then bending the right knee over ankle. Inhaling the arms rise. Warrior one, hands to heart. And growing, lifting into warrior three. Now you could also have your hands on the hips or the hands at the heart and still be in warrior three. And we're out. Mountain pose. And we'll just do a qigong pose of knocking on the door, letting the hands just kind of wrap around the low back. Arms up overhead. Arms now behind us. And if we can, interlace our fingers. And if not, pause the video and get a strap in between your hands or a cloth. And allow the heart to shine. Soften the knees and roll forward. Forward fold with heart expansion. Coming up slowly on an inhale and soft knees to protect the back. Let the hands go onto the hips. Let's tuck the left arm behind the back, let the right arm be loose, and let the right ear sink to right shoulder. Neck stretch. Switching to the other side, sliding the right arm behind the low back. Left arm is loose, and the left ear lowers to the left shoulder. And let that go. Bringing hands to the sacral center. Thumbs connect and the fingers are over one another. Chin lowers toward the chest. And then the gaze lifts with eyes still closed. Hands come into a prayer at forehead as we finish up our week 4 yoga challenge practice with gratitude. I am Tamara, mindbodynow.com. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you next week. Bye-bye.